Arik Armstead said the San Francisco 49ers disrespected him, and that's why he had to make a change and ask for the 49ers to release him. Now, obviously, we've heard all of this stuff play out through the media, but again, in this era of player podcasts, of course, Arik Armstead had his first season of his podcast. Now it's season 2. And what better way to open up season 2 by a tell all of what went down in regards to the situation with the San Francisco 49ers when you have the most tenured player on the team, a captain who is now not on the team anymore. And obviously, that created a huge hole at defensive tackle where the 49ers had to make some changes. But this is the first time that we've actually heard from Arik Armstead directly on the subject. And this feels like it's going to be a very interesting episode. Take a listen right here from Arik Armstead himself as he talks about this situation and kind of alludes to what's to come.
A lot has happened this offseason. I'm no longer with the 49ers. I have a new team. First off, I want to say, I don't have any animosity towards the organization, Kyle, John, the York family. I did feel extremely disrespected. They extended an offer to me, $1 million, 9 years of me being there. The fans deserve to know what happened. I had to make some decisions.
Now, I think this is going to be spicy. I don't think Arik Armstead's going to hold back, really. I mean, what does he have to hold back from? I mean, he has every single right to tell his side of the story and how this all went down. And clearly, he felt disrespected by the San Francisco 49ers because he straight up said it. And not only that, it sounds like he's going to reveal what the pay cut was that the 49ers asked him to take. So this drops tomorrow. So obviously I can't wait to see this because again, this is the fascinating world that we live in content creation. Is that the fact that football players, athletes, etc. are now content creators, they are the content. Like that's why me doing what I do, this is why I have a plaque. Like this is why we have this channel, is because those players are the content. You guys want to know about those players. And now we have the opportunity to hear directly from them, uncensored on their own platforms that they have built on their own based on their image and likeness. And they can say whatever they want. This is new territory. I am so excited to hear this podcast because I've never heard anything like this before. Like we hear it so like if we ever get any like inside information on how a breakdown like this occurred, we don't hear about it, especially in the past. It was just behind closed doors, almost like a handshake agreement. Both sides just agree not to talk about it and air out any dirty laundry. At least that's how it was back then. Now we live in a much more open, like forward communication style type society with all this content and content creation that people want to hear other people talk about real stuff. People want to hear other people give inside knowledge into how things really went down. So that's why I'm fascinated by what Arik Armstead is going to say tomorrow on his podcast. So you already know, you got to go watch it first of all when it drops. But in case you don't have time to watch the full podcast, you already know that I'll do my best to pull all the pertinent information from it, share it with you, react to it, because I feel like we're gonna have something to react to. This happened like 2 weeks ago. This is fresh. And we're going to get a behind the scenes from the player's perspective on why he feels he was disrespected by the San Francisco 49ers based on the offer they presented him. And that ultimately led to him being released. Because we've talked about this before. I don't think there's any part of this where the 49ers wanted to release Arik Armstead. I've been trying to hint at it for about a week now. is that I don't feel that Malik Collins and Jordan Elliott are sufficient replacements for Arik Armstead and what he brought to the table. Not even close. Not even close. And can they be a stopgap? Can they be a band-aid right now while you go and get some more guys in the draft? Absolutely. But people need to wrap their head around the fact that defensive tackle just became a huge priority in this upcoming draft. You don't have Javon Kinlaw anymore. Arik Armstead's gone. And I guarantee you the 49ers plans from a roster construction standpoint included Arik Armstead, not without him. And having to pivot to go get Malik Collins, having to go get Jordan Elliott, those are stop gaps. Those are upgrades. It's not even a lateral move. It is a downgrade. And the 49ers need to continue to add talent to that defensive tackle spot, which is why I've quietly been saying that defensive tackle could be an option in the first round. And I know none of you want to hear that at all. But it's the reality of our situation. And now we have Arik Armstead who's going to kind of give us a look behind the scenes. This episode is, I don't know if I've anticipated a player episode like this one before. Because I'm trying to rack my brain and I'm trying to think of like when we get these peel behind the curtains of contract negotiations. Think about it. They don't happen. Those things typically stay behind closed doors. Like I've heard Frank Gore talk about his contract negotiations with the San Francisco 49ers. He said he sat in on some contract negotiations, and it was very eye-opening experience because obviously the team is trying to get the best deal possible. And how do they do that? They basically point to all the reasons of why they shouldn't be paid what they're asking, and that can be I don't know what the word is for that. Like, I don't know what the word is, but the point is that like again, me referencing Frank Gore, it was years, maybe even like a decade after that whole situation went. This is real time. This happened 2 weeks ago, and we're about to get a full podcast. Second season, episode 1. Oh, you talk about spilling the tea. This is, I mean, they're teasing it. You saw the video. They're blurring out the offer that they like. It's gonna be interesting. Can't wait to see this one. What do you think so far of what Arik has said, and how do you feel about maybe what Arik might say? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.